Okay everybody, so you know what? Let's get started. I'm Riccardo Greco and today we're talking about handling. We're going to talk about the front scoop or the front smother. Basically it's taking the ball with our body behind the ball and then taking it to ground. Not always do we take the ball to ground on a smother. It could be a basket catch where we're on our feet, we're in set position, a ball's been shot at us and we take it comfortably with our body and staying on our feet. The problem is, sometimes, it's different kind of weather. You've got rain, you've got a lot of wind, the ball's got a lot of movement, slippery surface. You basically prepare yourself in a set position. The shot is taken, let's just say it's a hard, low shot. The ball's coming at you at hard speed. You've got your body in behind the ball. You're set in your set position. Hands are forward, feet are shoulders apart. Eyes are locked on the ball. Look at me. Eyes on the ball. It means keep your eyes on the ball until it is securely in your arms, closed and going to ground. So many keepers take their eye off the ball mid-shot and want to know why the ball's not being held. Well, you're not securing it with your eyes into your hands. You really do need to stare at the ball. My coach a long time ago told me, just keep your eyes on the ball. And I would say to him, but I am. And he would say, but you're not. And it's the same thing I find myself saying over and over to my goalkeepers. Keep your eyes on the ball. So we're in a set position. The ball's been fired very hard. Set position. We're going to basically drop step. We're going to take a step slightly forward on an angle, opening our body, preparing our hands. Now our hands go from set position into a cupped set position. They're now dropping down to attack the ball. We want to attack our arms to the ball. So our hands go to the ball, pinkies together, elbows locked, and that gives us a nice clean and secure area to be able to absorb the ball as we go to ground. Now we have to make sure that everything is done in certain steps. So as we take our step forward, we now basically turn our hands into a cupping position to be able to attack the ball. That happens when you step. So basically step one, you're in set position normal, hands palms face to face. As soon as you take that step, that's a cue for your hands to go into the cupping position to be able to absorb and get down to the ball. Once the ball is securely in your arms, that's when you continue to fall forward into your final position, which is usually on your forearms and on your quads, down to the ground. Eyes up and be aware of what's happening around you. If everything's gone well, that ball is going to be securely tight in your arms. Our final handling of the day for today is going to be a contour catch. A contour catch basically is a catch at face height, somewhere in above the neck, just below the top of the head. Hands come forward, elbows are tucked in. Let's remember to not have our hands in an old style W format. We want to be able to come around the ball now. Index fingers and thumbs together, lining up, creating sort of a window in front of your face where you're going to catch that ball. You want to have your elbows tucked in, not wide out. The reason for this is as the ball's coming to you, you want to be able to have your power in behind the ball. I always tell my goalkeepers, strong shoulders and soft hands. I don't mean soft hands as in wobbly hands. I mean soft hands as you're able to absorb the ball. Too many goalkeepers are just putting a hard surface up. Ball's being shot, ball hits the hands, ball falls. What you want to be able to do is absorb the shock, the pressure of that ball. It is an art form. Goalkeepers, listen to me very carefully. Catching a ball is an art form. We say the art of goalkeeping. Goalkeeping is not just something you go out there, jump in, start catching and diving. It's not like that. You really do have to learn all the proper techniques. And the proper technique for catching a ball at face height is being in a proper set position. Sometimes you may be a bit wider in your stance, in your footwork. So you'll line up, the shot's taken, you'll prepare yourself in a good set position. Shoulders are strong, but the hands and the elbows, you have to have a bit of give. Otherwise, there's no way to be able to absorb that ball. You have to be able to travel with the ball. As the ball's fired to you, it may have some swing, some sway. You have to be able to adjust your body as the ball's coming into you. Taking a step, standing a bit taller, dropping a bit lower. You've got to follow it. That way your body's in position. And we're always trying to catch the ball. Teach yourself this incredible art of catching a soccer ball. Not enough goalkeepers do it, and too many goalkeeper coaches just let it go by with a parry. There's a time for a parry, and there's a time to catch the ball, and right now it's time to catch the ball. Let's talk about footwork for a second. So we've got 3 different kinds of footwork that we're going to talk about right now. So we're going to start off with forward and backwards. Very simple. We have to move forward and we have to move backwards. Too many goalkeepers do their footwork with just simple cone drills where they're going forward. They're not concentrating on going backwards. If you're going to be doing footwork drills, which we are with cones, we're going to be working speed on forward movements, getting out of space, and then moving backwards. So very short, tight, narrow spaces that we're moving in with very, very tight footwork. So this basically could be preparing for a shot, getting yourself into set position, some very quick steps, preparing and setting. This could be on a breakaway where you basically come out 4 or 5 yards, got yourself set. Player might take an extra step, 1 or 2 to the side, where you're taking a small step into their space. So that's our small steps, preparing ourselves and getting into a good tight area. The next one is going to be a shuffle. So shuffles we basically use inside our 6, preparing ourselves for either an extension dive, a collapse dive. Let's say we're in the center of our goal. Player takes a step to the side, releases a shot. It's 2 yards from us. We're not going to dive from where we are. We're going to take a small shuffle step to the left, and then we'll initiate our dive process from there. So that's basically shuffling into space. We want to keep our shuffles what we call half step. You don't want to open your shuffle into full strides. You never want to clap your feet, the heels clapping together while you're shuffling. You always want to be in that half stance, in that half position where your feet never open up more than half. Finally, we have the crossover step. The crossover step is something that I find goalkeepers have a lot of problems with because they don't practice it enough. You should be able to practice your crossover step inside your 18-yard box, understanding that the crossover step is used for long areas of getting to the ball. So bigger distances. So moving from your goal line to your penalty spot area on an angle, crossing over from the front post to the back post on a cross or a big corner, swooping around to the back post, right? So we want to be able to use that crossover step to get in position. Also, you might be 7-8 yards off your line. The ball's 35-40 yards out. Next thing you know, the player opens up for a shot and tries to put it over you. So you're now going back to the bar. And how do you go back to the bar? Well, you don't go there with small steps. You don't go there with a shuffle. You go there with an immediate sideways crossover, heading back to the bar, trying to get yourself to that ball before it goes in. So our footwork is so key and so important for us to become all-round top goalkeepers. Trying to keep our weight forward, not being flat-footed. So understanding that the key to having great hands is also the key to having great feet, because footwork and handling go hand in hand. Goalkeepers, a lot of talk has been put to the attention of mindset these days. Mindset, the character of a goalkeeper, attitudes. We were talking today about handling and footwork. Imagine this, you go into your session, you're trying to do a handling session, the ball's just not sticking. It keeps dropping. All of a sudden you start talking back to yourself in your head. This is horrible, I can't get the ball, it's not working, what's going on? Stop talking to yourself that way. Every time you throw bad thoughts into your mind, every time you talk bad to yourself internally, that just goes against everything we're trying to do. You need to have a strong and focused mind, working on that one topic, that one heading for the day. So I want you guys to stay focused. I want you to stay positive. Goalkeeping is not about right today. Goalkeeping takes time to learn. To master the techniques does not take a day. Since 2006, I've been doing this, and I've helped goalkeepers start off first year training. They were just simple, just kids. They ended up being really good goalkeepers after a year. They stopped training after a year thinking that's it, I'm here. I can do everything, I'm done. You're not done. You're just getting to the starting point. You really have to understand it's about mastering those techniques. Gigi Buffon, Neuer, Casillas, Courtois, all the best goalkeepers in the world. They go over all their basic fundamental skills on a weekly basis. They go over checking their angles, checking their handling, checking their footwork, checking their distribution, their cross-taking, their breakaways. It's done over and over and over every week. It's not rocket science. You don't have to be, the most incredible coach in the world. Whether you're Gigi Buffon's goalie coach or whether you're Courtois' goalie coach. What comes down to in a goalie coach and training these skills is, do I want to help my keepers? Am I willing to do everything it takes to help my goalkeepers achieve the success that they want? I am. Is your goalkeeper coach? Are they just going through the motions? Or are they giving you everything you have, everything they have, to make sure that you get what you need, which is hands and feet? You need to have great hands and great feet to be able to do your job. So do me a favor, stop making excuses. Start self-training, pay attention. Rome wasn't built in a day, and either are goalkeepers. And by the way, goalkeepers don't grow on trees. You gotta plant the seed, you gotta work hard, you gotta feed it, nurture it, take care of it. And hopefully, when it's your time, and you'll know when it's your time, that's when everything will shine. Your work will have been done, you'll have reached your level, and you'll be playing at the level or where you want to be playing. So it's all up to you. Do you have the right attitude, the right mindset, the right character to be a champion? Whether that means playing pro or getting a university scholarship, you know what you want. Let us know and we'll help you get there. Extreme Goalkeepers, see you soon.